Alright, here we go. We are back with another Warhammer Tuesday. I know Warhammer Wednesday probably sounds better, but Tuesdays and Fridays are going to be our video days. Again, we're continuing strong. We're going to continue on with Skaventide. We're going to be doing Warhammer every Tuesday. First off, I want to say thank you to all my YouTube members. You guys are amazing. Can't thank you guys enough. If you'd like to become a member, hit that membership button and check it out. You can pick a miniature every week. If you do the top tier, every month, you get to pick a miniature and I paint it for you, whatever you want, on the list, obviously. But without further ado, let's do some rats. Let's go. Obviously, the first thing you're going to do is build your miniatures. I'm spray painting them with Corax White, off camera, of course. The first thing we're going to do is paint all of our fur with Gore-Grunta Fur. Now, you have 40 Skaven clan rats that you need to paint, so it's going to take you a long time to do them. How do we speed this up? Contrast paints are the best way to do that. Now, I'll probably do a couple videos of your basic painting if you want to do them all the hard way, which is, man, drive a sane person crazy. But we're going to hit all those fur areas with a Gore-Grunta Fur. Next, we're going to take some of that Militarium Green. We're going to put it all over our robes. And if you get it on certain spots that aren't supposed to be there, it's no big deal. Let it dry and then clean it up. Again, these are clan rats. These are basic grunts. We're just trying to get the paint on them, make them look good and presentable on the table. So when you do an army v army, they look good. For our leather areas, to include the pouch and the belt, we're going to use some Snakebite Leather. And for the tail, like we did in the last set, we're going to use some Volupus Pink. I feel like that looks the best out of all of them. Now, as long as you paint it in white, you already see that the highlights are coming through. And that's exactly what you want, because it saves you time to do less highlights in the end. For the little rat friend on the bottom, we're going to do a Basilicanum Grey. You can do whatever color you want, but I went with the neutral gray on this. For our wood areas, we're going to do a little Wyldwood. Pretty simple right there, nothing too crazy. If you get some on the metal areas, again, not a big deal, let it dry, and we're going to paint over here in a minute anyways. For all of our metal areas, we're going to do the basic Leadbelcher on them to include the sword, the bottom of the sword, and the armor on the back of our clan rat. For our metal little insignia on our shield for the clan rats, we're going to use some Ruin Lord brass. And for inside the shield, can't really notice this, but you've got to put something on there. We're going to use some Black Legion just to kind of make it look like it disappears into the mists. For our teeth, and you can see the one thumb on each hand sticking out, a thumbnail or a nail claw, I guess you could say. We're going to use some Morghast Bone as well. That'll finish it up for all of our base colors. Super simple, real quick, nothing crazy. We are doing 2 highlights. One of them is going to be obviously on the metal of Nulin Oil, the sword, the metal back, and the chainmail as well. And then we're going to use some Agrax Earthshade onto a couple other little parts. Mostly going to be the teeth, claws area, and that's about it. Alright, to start our highlight step, make sure everything is completely dry to include the washes, and we're just going to do one quick highlight on our fur. We're going to go for the raised areas on the fur. We're going to use some Deathclaw Brown. This is very minimal as far as what you can see, but it does add a little bit of pizzazz, I guess you could say, to our miniature. You don't necessarily need to do this, especially if you're doing this on 5, 6, 8 clan rats, but just something to think about if you want to add a little bit more to it. For our eyeball, we're going to use some Evil Sunz Scarlet. Try not to get it into anywhere besides the actual eyeball. Then we're going to work on our teeth and claws in the 1 claws on our thumbs. We're going to do a reapplication of Morghast Bone, followed by a quick Ushabti Bone on there, and then some Screaming Skull, the typical bone look that we typically do on this channel. Nothing too special, but it does add a little bit of depth to it. Makes it look good. If you wanted to get special with it, you can actually do the mini rat by the feet of our clan rat. But it is super small and really not noticeable, so if you want to skip that, you can. I end up skipping it because you just can't even see it. Barely. For our metal areas, we're going to do a quick dry brush of Necron Compound, just real quick over there. Try not to get on the hands or anywhere. Be very quick, easy, and gentle, and get within the parameters of where your clan rat's metal is. And to add some rust, our rats live in the sewers, so it's kind of fitting to have some rust and some oxide or oxidation or whatever of the metal. And so we're going to use some Nihlakh Oxide and get a little dollop on there, and then kind of get a dry brush or a brush that doesn't have paint on there and just kind of soak some of it up. Pretty neat little trick right there. And then if you want to highlight up the tail, do a little pink horror between, obviously not the recesses, just a little bit on the tail, and it brightens it up just a little bit. Again, this isn't necessary because it should be bright enough from the white sticking through, but if you want to add a little pizzazz. And coming down to our final steps, we're going to use some Baylor Brown on our base. As long as you thin it properly, that white will stick through, and then we're going to put some Agrax Earthshade on there. You can highlight it up with a dry brush or whatever brown you wanted after that. Again, we're just trying to save some time here. This is a speed paint of a Clan Rat part 2. We're going to have part 20 probably, so, you know, whatever. See a whole bunch of different paint schemes on Clan Rats. Then we're going to finish off with the edge of Abaddon Black. And that's it. That's all you had to do, and they turned out pretty fantastic for being a quick speed paint on it. I think both these miniatures combined took me about 45 minutes. So that's pretty good when you're talking about painting a miniature and getting a table ready. They're not going to win any competitions, but nothing on this channel is, because that's what we pride ourselves in, getting miniatures on the table to look good. I want to say thank you for watching. If you're a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. If you're a YouTube member, I can't thank you guys enough. If you'd like to make a donation, you can hit that little money button at the bottom to help the channel, because it does take a lot of time and moolah. But until next time, paint on.